Live from beautiful sun-drenched Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Gold Coast Toilet and Casino, Stu Sachs proudly presents a legit pro wrestling video. It's the Bill Apter Wrestling Stand-Up Comedy Hour, with your host, Bill Apter. Special appearance by Sam Houston, yeah, dig it. And me, your announcer, Randy Macho Bafo Savage. Now it's time for the host with the most. He's skinnier than a Slim Jim. The one and only wrestling legend, Bill Apter.
Obviously, anybody that read the book knows the history between you, Vince, and Shane.
Okay.
So why don't you tell the story? It's not really in the book all the way about when Vince had you up against the wall.
Okay, all right. So I was backstage at Raw in Philadelphia, and Vince had me up against the wall. Let me tell you something. This, and then he brings this up.
Well, that's boring. Let's talk about when you and Bill Watson was having a fist fight. That's even better story.
Oh, right, yeah. Bill Watts, I used to go to that territory like a lot. So one day, I remember it was Junkyard Dog was coming to the ring, and Junkyard says to Bill Watts, you know, what's he...
No, Bill, no. No, that's not, you can't talk about that. You know, I already told you to see when you want to talk about that. Let's talk about you and Dusty, everyone's favorite story, you and Dusty in the Carolinas when you got lost.
Yep. So Dusty and I are in a car, right? We're going to his favorite place, the International House of Pancakes, if you will. and he says to me, Willie, I want to make sure that I don't overorder tonight. But what I need you to do is...
The problem with you is you never finish a story.
Charlie Armstrong, everybody. All right. So, as I mentioned, this is the mobile version of Apter's Alley, and I got a lot of stuff here I wanted to bring out and talk to you about. So, how many of you have the book? Oh, wow! Thank you. So, a lot of people are asking me, where did the title of this book come from? Is wrestling fixed? I didn't know it was broken. It's a true story. Probably 1979, 1980, I was in Marietta, Georgia, covering the wrestling matches. During the match, Abdullah really hurt Mr. Wrestling number 2. And a little kid, must have been about 9 years old, comes over to me and he said, Mister, well, that fixed. And just, for some reason, just came right out of my mouth. I said, I didn't know it was broken. And his dad came over and he said, son, you can't fix what ain't been broken. And that was it. So when the publishing company came to me and they said, you know, what's the title? Bill Apter's Live. I said, let's make this a catchphrase, which is wrestling fixed? All right, so now I'm going to tell you the story this little kid told me, but I put a different end on the story here, okay? He comes over to me and said, Mister, I was sitting there watching Abdullah. And Abdullah was going against Mr. Wrestler number 2. And 2, during the match, got his head cut up from a knife by Abdullah. So 2 went out into the audience and saw one of his friends and got a gun. And he got back in the ring and he shot Abdullah's head off. Now, this ain't funny. So now, Abdullah's head, I was in the front row, Abdullah's head fell into my lap. And the promoter, Mr. Jim Barnett, comes over and he says, my boy, how would you like to bury Abdullah's head tomorrow and the rest of his body at the cemetery? So I took Abdullah's head home. My mama didn't like that at all. I took Abdullah's head home, and the next day, we all went to the cemetery. Everybody but 2, because 2 hated Abdullah, and we buried Abdullah's head in the ground, and then we buried his body in the ground. Can I ask you a question? Sure. Was that fake? It's always the last question, right? Yeah. So that's the Abdullah story here. Anyway, I brought some stuff I wanted to show you from Apter's Alley, so give me a second here. Everybody having a good time? Yeah. This is my first Cauliflower Alley Club ever. I went to I used to come to the NWA conventions here all the time when they had them, and which was incredible. I mean, to see all the wrestlers stand there and arguing, and Terry Funk going, what town are we in right now? Terry's not here, is he? Hopefully, you can all tell him that I did my Bill Apter, get away from me because you're really annoying me. This is the Apter's Alley sign that someone made for me. We'll put that there, and then that's the Apter's Alley sign I just broke from you.
Somebody gave to you.
All right. We'll just leave it back over here. You said the comb over is okay? Is David Marquez here?
Yes.
Where? There you are. Hold on. David Marquez gave me something before I came out here, and it's not in here. Darn it. He gave you a Hall of Fame award from the NWA from how long ago? 8 or 10 years ago. He's been holding for me. I just want to say thank you very much. Honor the National Wrestling Alliance. So I brought a lot of stuff here. I brought a lot of stuff here from Apter's Alley. One day, if you people in Pennsylvania, give me a call and you can come down to my bag. Actually, Charlie, can I have that bag, please? Because I think it's in there. Yeah, thank you. Big hand for Charlie Armstrong, everybody. He's my whole. Let me see, pretend. It should be in here. I put it in here. Somebody stolen it. Nobody gets out of the room here. No, can you see that? All right, so here's some of the stuff that I brought. I wanted to show you. One of the worst hardcore matches I've ever seen and photographed. I was able to get a souvenir: Mick Foley's severed arm. Barbara, would you stand up and show that to everybody, please? There it is. Mick Foley's severed arm. So now we've got a contest. I need 2 people who are not wrestlers. You? Okay, come on up. Come on.
Here we go.
One more. Who? No, Samuel the wrestler. You can't do that. I'll take the gentleman over here. No, you're a wrestler.
I just play one on TV.
I'm going to have to do what every promoter did. Sit down, shut up, or you're fired. Thank you.
Sound like Vince.
All right, so does anyone here have a stopwatch?
I do.
You do. We need you. Okay, you are now, what's your name?
Jared.
Jared, you're the official timekeeper for this contest. This contest is called, how long would it take for a non-wrestler to put on a Taz singlet? Okay? Have you ever tried to get into one of these? It's like absolutely incredible. What did you say your name is? It doesn't matter, no. I looked at you, I thought of that.
Paul Stratelli.
Oh yeah, and Paul used to be a photographer for me, so thank you, Paul. And you are?
Franklin Lee.
Okay, by a show of hands, should we start with Paul first?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, I don't see a lot of hands. What about... No, you're going to go first. All right, you need to put all your stuff down. Okay? Timekeeper, are you ready? Okay, when we say go, come right into the center stage here. That's a prize on the floor to the winner. So, from Walmart, only $3.97, you get 4 WWE cardboard belts. World Champion belts. 4. $3.97. It's great. Okay, Franklin, are you ready?
I lay down.
That's it. Get up, Mr. Hogan. The new $140 million man. Anyway, okay, so our timekeeper, let's do a countdown. Let's all count down from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it. Let's see how long it takes to get into this. We need music. This is easy. Who's the official music keeper here? Insane Bill isn't coming back today, I'm sorry. Alright, he's almost got it. We have a play-by-play guy here? Nobody? Okay, I'll do the Gordon Soley. He has almost got it on. Indeed, he is trying to put his leg through the prison. Now almost got it up. We have to be out of here by 5 o'clock. You do really well. Oh my goodness. Alright. You got with the crotch. You got to get the crotch part up. Good. That's good. What's that? A wedgie? I thought somebody saw Reggie Park there. We're almost there. Let's see. Yes! All right. Hold on. Come up here real quick. Come up here real quick. Our official timekeeper here. We need the official time broadcasted here. Come right here. Right here. The official time?
57 seconds.
57 seconds. So you have to beat 57 seconds. So now make like there's a camera out there and you're cutting a promo. What are you going to do to Marshall's time here?
Destroy.
Going to destroy. Okay. No, stay on your side. Stay on your side. I told you this is going to be different than any seminar you've ever seen here. So, all right. 57 seconds. Now you can't turn it inside out for him. It's got to be. And then the winner gets to suplex the loser. Yeah. All right. Okay, Paul. Let us know. All right, we're going to do the countdown again. Do you need like a 30-second countdown or whatever? Is this the front or the back? Let's get another contestant. No. That's the back. That's the back. Yes. Yes. All right. You ready? Timekeeper. All right. Everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hit it, baby. Las Vegas music. Come on. Who was that? Petrano? Yeah, right. This is the hardest thing to get into.
No, it's Albert Brooks.
Oh, he's getting. There you go. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And it's on. What's the time? 25 seconds? Unbelievable. Paul, you can't take this home. I'm sorry. No, you cannot take this home. But you will.
It's a good look for it.
What's that?
It's a good look.
Is that right? Take it off. Take it off, baby. This is Las Vegas. Yeah. Ya-da-da-da-da-da-da. You want to hear me do my Jerry Lewis thing, right? Ya-da-da-da-da-da. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of the Las Vegas version of how long would it take to put on a Taz singlet, Paul Stratoni, the new champion, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Paul. Now, we don't want you to leave empty-handed, but thank you. No. Come on up here, Marshall. Should we give Marshall a world championship? Marshall, thank you so very much. Thank you. That's our first contest of the day. All right. All right, let's see what else I've got here in Apter's Alley. Here, again, the mobile version. This slips right off here, so you all get a good view of my comb over when I do this. So this, anybody know, I thought he was going to be here today. Anybody know whose mask this is?
Dr.
Wrestling too. Who?
Johnny Walker.
I'll drink to that, thank you. So Johnny Walker and his wife, Olivia, when she was alive, and their kids, like dear friends of mine, he lives in Hawaii now. And I finally realized, it took me like 20 years to realize the Mr. Wrestling #2 character, what his character was. I was watching TV one night, and first of all, here's the Mr. Wrestling #2 promo. I got to play too. So he come on Saturday night, 6:05. You know something, Tommy Rich? Bam, zoom, you're going to the moon, Tommy Rich. I was watching The Honeymooners one night. Ralph Brandon, right? Bam, zoom, Alice, your mother's not coming here, you're going to the moon. Mr. Wrestling #2. Same guy. Same guy. I remember him one time going back in the dressing room and asking Ole Anderson, Ole, what's the finish tonight? He goes, I don't give a damn what you do. Get the hell away from me. Do your thing. Come back tomorrow. All right. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, this is a good one. This is the first camera that I ever used to shoot wrestling. This camera was responsible for the photographs of the Bruno Sammartino, Ivan Koloff title change. Yeah. And there's a thing in this that beside the wrestling thing, during the week I work for a nonprofit company called Ahead, and I'm a job coach. I help people with disabilities find jobs. And this very cute, like 19-year-old girl with an intellectual disability asked me what I did. And she said, well, she wants to be a photographer. So I showed her this and I told her what I did, and then the moment hit me that I must be getting older. I took this, I was telling her all about how I used to photograph half-naked men in bathing suits, which she found very intriguing. But I took this thing out of the camera, and I said, this is the film, and she says, I don't want to embarrass you, but what's film? Are you? Yeah. Yeah. So anybody here remember film? Michael, you don't shoot with this anymore, do you? Wow. Yeah, but that's really scary that she didn't know what film was. It's a digital world we live in. How many of you here are not like on Twitter and Facebook and? Why not?
I don't want to be.
You don't want to be. Why?
It's just too much work. I got a life to live.
Oh, I got that. I understand that. My brother, who's 5 years older than me, refuses to go because he says he has his own television habits and he doesn't want to change his TV habits. So, okay, now there's another thing I have here. Who knows what these are? Audio cassettes, right? You want to get really scared? Go into Best Buy and ask somebody, do you have a cassette player? Is that like an MP3? They have no clue what it is. But most of the years that I did wrestling interviews and transcribed them for the magazines were done on this. This is one of the originals I used, and I had a microphone a little bit. So I figured I'd bring 2 or 3 moments of some of the tapes that I want to play for you guys. So you want to hear them? Yeah. I don't want to play. No, just. I asked them for a bar stool here, and I don't drink. But I know how to sit on a bar stool because I like to entertain and sing. So let's see. Okay. So the night we're talking about Bruno Koloff, and the night after Bruno lost the title, I caught up with him, and now I want to let you people know this is actually Bruno, it's not me. A lot of you know I do a Bruno Sammartino, and you know this McMahon guy, he said to me, Bruno, I want you to come out and dye your hair green and come out to a song called I Am a Real Italian. That's not me on the tape, okay? He never could pronounce Vince's name. He always says, this McMahon guy. Couldn't pronounce it. Anyway, so here's a minute or two of, it worked in rehearsal, gang.
Martino, what happened in the match with Koloff? A lot of the fans are asking questions.
Well, for those that were over here, what can I say? You wrestle a man a number of times, and you succeed in defeating him, no matter, the man's exceptionally tough and so forth. But, any given night, any man can lose, and that night, rather Koloff was just a little bit better than I was.
Yeah, that was Bruno's, Back in the 70s, there was a masked character in the New York area, Tony Nero, the Black Demon. And not a lot of people knew. He never became a major star, but he was a great interview. And I used to do a radio show in New York called Inside Wrestling, brought to you by the magazines for wrestling fans, Inside Wrestling and the Wrestler. And he always came up with a fabulous interview. So I got to play you 2 minutes of this interview. I asked him why he wears a mask.
Okay, we're speaking here with a masked gentleman, the Black Demon. Hello, Black Demon.
Howdy.
Black Demon, where are you from?
Parts unknown.
Okay, could you give us us a little bit of your background, how you got started?
Well, people are always curious on wear the mask. They ask, who am I?
Let me stop you there. Why do you wear a mask?
Why do I wear a mask? Because I don't want to be disrupted by females.
That's it.
Well, people are always curious on wear the mask. They ask, who am I?
Let me stop you there. Why do you wear a mask?
Why do I wear a mask? Because I don't want to be disrupted by females. I'm the most handsome man. You know what the ancient Greeks used to say?
I should wear a mask.
Used to say,
What's that?
a perfect body and a perfect mind. Well, that's me. A perfect mind plus this handsome face. I've got everything. I don't want to be disrupted by these females when I'm wrestling, so I wear this mask. I'm totally dedicated to becoming the world's champion.
So I don't know whatever happened to this guy. If anybody knows his whereabouts, parts unknown, right? Which I thought that was in the room last night in Las Vegas. I asked this guy and girl I'd never seen together, where are you going? Parts unknown, leave us alone. What's that?
Between Cleveland and Dayton.
Between Cleveland and Dayton. Okay. Who promotes there?
House
One more. You okay to hear one more? Yeah. It's making Charlie more. Jim Crockett promotes.
Okay, there's no actor talking here with Ruddy Piper. Ruddy, first of all, what's your height and weight?
6'2½", 232 pounds, as skinny as I can get.
Okay, where are you from originally?
Born in Glasgow, Scotland, raised Australia, raised in Canada. I am pure gypsy.
Okay, now, we need a biography here now.
So anyway, so I have hundreds of these tapes at home. Interviews with just about everybody in the wrestling business. So hope you enjoyed that. No, we're not. Okay. Did you enjoy that? Okay. Here is what has happened to the WCW World Championship. I got it out of the archives. Ben, you thought you had the original? I got it right here.
We can thank Bishop for that.
All right, now this, I don't know how true this is, but the night after Hulk Hogan won the WWF Championship from the Iron Sheik, he called me and he says, hey, brother, what are you doing? Why don't you come to my room? So he was there with his ex-wife, well, current wife at that point, Linda, and I did a photo session with him, and he threw this at me, and I said, what is this? And he said, this is what I wore when I beat the Iron Sheik. This is the actual headband. Yeah. So who wants to try it on? I need a volunteer. Who's going to try it? Nobody wants to try it? Come on up. Try the headband on. There's more to this. There's a lot more to this. Come on up. We only have 2 days. So come on. What's your Jay? See, I love that they're putting name tags on, because this way I can make like I remember people coming over to me from 50 years. Hey Bill, remember? Oh yeah, Arnold. Yes, I know you. So here you go. This is it's Velcro. So this is like Madison Square Garden, man. You just come over here. So you now need to do what you're gonna do when Hulkamania runs all over you. Okay? Hold on. We're now gonna do lights, camera, action. And when we say action, he goes. Ready?
Lights, camera, action. What you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you?
That was good, man. That's great. Thank you. Let me give you your, where did the Walmart belts go? Hang on. Right, I'm standing on it. Is this where the World Championship has finally gone? Yeah. Thank you very much. That was really good. Thank you. Does anybody else here do any wrestling imitations? You do. Come on, Marshall. Welcome to the Marshall Show, everybody.
Hi, Marshall!
I don't know if you remember this, but back in the 70s, we did this at Stevensville in the Catskills imitation contest with Rocky and Ricky and that little kid, Dwayne. You know, like, oh, can I be in that contest? Go away, please. Okay, Marshall, who do you do? No, this is Vegas. What imitation do you do?
this Savage, live and in Technicolor. And you, Dirty King Lawler, better realize that I'm living in your world and you're just in it rent-free.
All right, thank you, Marshall. You already got a belt. You can't do a double champion. Anybody else do any wrestling imitations at all? No one in here? Okay, well, let's have that gentleman over there. But wait, Paul, hang on a sec. He hasn't been up here. What are you two, the Bearded Brothers? You remember Smith Brothers? Wait, Paul, stand up. Remember Smith Brothers cough drops? Ladies and gentlemen? They're here right now.
I'm Ox Baker, Bill Apter, and let me tell you something, brother. That's all.
I don't know who that was, but that was scary, man. That was Holy? No, that wasn't. That wasn't Holy. Vader? All right. So let me get some more stuff out of here. I'm almost out of Walmart belts. Oh, who remembers? Who remembers this? VHS. So this was who has this?
Which one is it?
Lords of the Ring?
Yeah, right. This was wrestling's very first VHS tape, and it was hosted by this kid who had a lot of hair, Bill Apter. And of course, the dean of wrestling broadcasters, Gordon Sullivan, indeed. So the night, you people know that Gordon liked to have a drink once in a while. Like one special occasions, the sun coming up, the sun going down. And it's the night before we're going to tape this at a studio in New Jersey. And the guy who was doing this, his name was John Berzicelli. He's now a big politician in New Jersey somewhere. Nothing to do with the stopping of the whole George Washington Bridge thing. It has nothing to do with that. But Gordon, the night before, had a lot of drinks. And he was so inebriated that he went over to some young lady and he points to me and he says, do you know who that is? And she says, no, that's Paul Schaefer from the David Letterman show. And he's kicking me. And I said, oh, hi, did you want to meet Dave? I signed 20 minutes of autographs of Paul Schaefer. Unbelievable. Now, the next morning, Gordon walks in, slightly inebriated, and I'm like, Gordon, are you ready? And of course, babe. And they point to him, and hello, everyone. This is Gordon's immediately. I mean, he was such a great broadcaster, wasn't he? Yeah. He was a sportscaster, and he fit in just perfectly there. He really did. Let's have a round of applause for great. This is the original cow belt. Anybody know what COW stands for? COW is Championship Office Wrestling. And when people used to come up to the office to have photos taken, Jimmy Boogie Woogie Man Valiant nicknamed me Wonderful Willie. So I took on a character, and one of the girls in the office made the first cow belt. The reason that it's only half a belt is we did a step ladder death match, and Tammy Sitch climbed the ladder and pulled the belt down for Chris Candido. Now, usually I show a 10-minute video, but they didn't have the facilities here to show videos. So next time you see me somewhere else, I have a great 6-minute video of RVD doing a moonsault off a Xerox machine on me. Lots of silly. I also have an 8-minute video of about 100 wrestlers all giving me the finger long before Stone Cold did that, son. Yeah. So now Reggie Parks, and I wish Reggie was here. Reggie, he was here yesterday. Reggie Parks, yeah, you can applaud for Reggie Parks. Come on. That's what Reggie does when Reggie drives. Reggie Parks. Anyway. Oh, come on, they get worse. So we'll cut it out, don't throw things. So Reggie saw that and he said, Bill, you're a champion now. You know, you defended the belt against Diamond Dallas Page, RVD, and tons of wrestlers. So he went and made the cow belt, Championship Office Wrestling, and on it it says, Cow Champion, Wonderful Willie. Now, my claim to fame is that I can put anybody in the figure 4 leg lock in 6 seconds or less. So I need a skinny guy. No, you're a wrestler. I need a non-wrestler, skinny guy. To try this on.
I only play one on TV.
You know what? Come on, Sam Houston. Come on.
I may never get back up.
This is Las Vegas. It doesn't matter. So come on up, Sam. Sam Houston, everybody. All right, and now I need a volunteer to be the color commentator. Here. Do we have a color commentator in the house? Back there. Let's have a hand for whatever his name is. Are you a licensed color commentator? No. Now, come on up. Come on up. Now, we did, there's a rule here, though. Come right, and you are?
Tim Palterbeck.
All right, Tim, you come right over here, and you'll be doing. Now, here's the rule. The rule is you can't hurt me. You can't. No, you can't. No. You can't, and you can't reverse it. Because you ever see a guy reverse the figure 4? The leg goes right into the other guy's crotch. It hurts. It really does. So you can't do any of that. Right? So here's what I'm going to do. You come off the ropes, I'll throw a flying drop. Oh, there's no ropes. Never mind. So I'm going to knock you down. You're going to lay down. You're going to go over here. Here, come on over here. I haven't done this in almost 3 years. So take your phone out of there. Okay? All right, we're going to give our commentator. Oh! It worked! Wait, the microphone part's not over yet. Hang on. Would you do an Undertaker sit-up, please, just for a moment? Go right ahead. What's the matter? Can you take a choke?
It's not a calf roping exhibition.
You got a lot of film? Okay, here we go.
Be careful, Sam. He's got big and straight.
This is for the Tom Jones invitation. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to be here in Las Vegas. You gotta go this way.
Who's the one that put on
Cell phone.
Want me to hold your wallet? There's nothing in it.
The answer is no.
There's nothing in it.
Before we do this, I was standing outside the Chinese place in the hotel here, and these two guys are arguing whether there are any Chinese Jews. So one guy says to the other, why don't we go into the Chinese restaurant? We'll ask the waiter. So they sit down, and they said to the waiter, are there any Chinese Jews? He said, I don't know, I'll ask the boss. Comes back out, he said, the boss said there are no Chinese Jews, only orange Jews, tomato Jews, and pineapple. Get away with murder, but it's Vegas.
Start the commentary.
Okay, Bill Apter's got Sam Houston on his back after a couple of illegal moves. I believe he's going for a figure 4 now. He winds him up. He's got the leg hooked. Can he get back? No. Sam Houston's doing everything he can to block it.
Cut the show. This didn't happen.
Okay, you didn't hear anything.
Hold on.
Okay.
Open your legs.
Okay, Apter goes in for the figure 4. He's got him locked up. He's got him down. Apter's going to take a shot in the back, but I think he's almost got him. He's got it. Houston's screaming in pain. Houston, is he going to tap? Is he going to tap? Apter is putting more pressure. Houston taps. And we have a winner in Bill Apter.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah.
So what room are you in? Oh, no. Well, let's hear it for Sam Houston. This was hardcore. There's nothing in there. There's my ID in here. It'll get me on my plane. That's it. Let's have a big hand again for Sam Houston. Oh, man. You believe if I was on unemployment, what do you do for a living? Well, I go up there, I put people in figure 4 leg locks.
Hey, doesn't Sam get a belt?
Yes, thank you. This is a photo op, because this is something he may never have achieved. The WWE World Title, that's not enough.
Everybody with your cameras, please come up and get this.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, where is Howard Finkel when we need him? Wait, Mike, go over. Hold on. All right. Sam Houston, everybody. Yeah, is that your phone? All right. Oh, my goodness. All right.
I'm treasuring this forever.
By the way, Sam, thank you, but my left testicle is killing me now.
The bell will be at the gimmick table in an hour.
Yeah. All right. So I figured now before I go any further, I had a very special. And what time is it?
2:50.
Oh, so I'm supposed to be at Sam's supposed to start in 10 minutes.
That's all right.
No, I want to do a short Q&A, and then I have something I haven't done before that I'd like to do for all you nice people. Anybody have any questions?
Worst interview.
What?
Worst interview.
You need to, because you didn't raise your hand. Why don't you raise your hand? Worst interview was Johnny Mathis, the singer.
Really?
Yeah, I used to interview celebrities too. No matter what I asked him, he'd go, yeah. You know? Then anybody remember the singer Jerry Vale?
Yeah.
He was on the Tonight Show telling jokes. So 2 weeks later, he was in New York, and for my radio show, Beside Wrestling, I used to interview celebrities. So 2 weeks later, he's in New York, and I called his agent. Oh, Jerry would love to talk to you and all that. Bill Apter for WHBI, Billy's Place, and 105.9 FM. Jerry, I saw you on the Tonight Show the other night. Let's do some jokes. No, I don't feel up to that. Thank you, Jerry. Have a very nice day. That's why I always liked Andy Williams better, but thank you. Yes?
During the territory era, which promoter was the easiest for you guys to deal with, and which one was the most difficult to deal with?
It really went along. Are you getting tired, or is it something I said? No. It's a long day. It's Las Vegas. Where do you come from? Vancouver. So what's the time difference between there? Okay. After this, go to sleep. Okay. Okay. So who was the hardest and the easiest promoter? Okay. The easiest one really was Jim Crockett Promotions. So, my heart is still there. I left my heart in Jim Crockett Promotions. The toughest one actually was some of the ones in the WWF. They had a promoter named Phil Zacco. And Phil, unless he really knew you, one time Lou Albano said to me, he said, to get in here, brother, what you need to do, you got to go see Phil Zacco. And that was in the good guy's dressing room, right? So I said, where is Phil Zacco? He's in the bad guy's dressing room in the heels. Go in there, brother. So I go in there, and he says, what the hell are you doing in here? Who gave you permission? So he was very tough. He was very tough. But yeah, Jim Crockett was probably the easiest one that way in terms of personality and all that kind of stuff. He was very, very easygoing. Yeah. Another question. Back to Bertrand. This is Bertrand Ellet. Bertrand is the co-author of the new book put out by ECW Press, and it was advertised in that magnificent WWE Hall of Fame and WrestleMania 32 program. He's the co-author, Bertrand Herbert. You know what, you come from Montreal, right?
Yes.
You know, I love the alphabet there. A, B, A, C, A. No, go ahead. Took a minute to catch up.
Is there anyone that you wish you would have had the chance to interview in the past or right now that you haven't interviewed yet?
Two people. One of my heroes growing up was Antonino Rocca, and I got to meet Buddy Rogers. I have a whole hour and a half cassette interview tape with him, calling every other line. He called me Pally, you know, something Pally. But Rocca. And the other one is Vince McMahon. I never interviewed Vince. I interviewed Vince Sr. once, but never Vince Jr. So, yeah. Next question. Yes. Stand up.
I prefer not to.
Oh, what are you in the witness protection program? Okay.
Can you tell us a story about Andy Kaufman?
Oh, yeah. You all remember that? Yeah. So, of course, being a New Yorker, it's Andy Kaufman. So he was a big wrestling fan. And he used to come to the matches at the Garden all the time. And several times he approached Vince Sr. about wanting to wrestle because he was the intergender champion. He wrestled women, so he was a real wrestler. And he was on with Vince Jr. a couple of times on the broadcast from MSG. But Vince Sr. one time came over to me and he says, listen, that boy's a nice boy, but you know, and the State Athletic Commission wouldn't let him wrestle anyway. So he was a big fan of the magazines that I worked for. And he came over to me one day and he says, I'm Andy Kaufman. And I'm like, I know, I'm a big fan of Taxi, Latka, the character. I'm like, thank you very much. Anybody do a good Latka, by the way?
Thank you very much.
Excellent, thank you. I work alone next time. But, so he said to me, what are you doing after the show? I said, I'm going back to my apartment in Queens. He said, how do you get to your apartment? I said, I take your F train from 34th Street. He said, can I go with you? So now here's Andy Kaufman, one of the 3 head stars of Taxi, riding on the E train with me to Kew Gardens. And people like to say, So we get up to my apartment, 5G, and Alice Whitehouse, my neighbor, opens the door like, big fan of his. Walk in, my roommate, I lived for 3 years with Susan Sexton. Do anybody of you know her? She's an Australian lady wrestler, and she was my roommate for 3 years, and every other word out of her mouth was the F-bomb. Every other word. So I walk in, she goes, oh, Bill, you brought up an Andy Kaufman home. So we're sitting on the couch for hours talking about wrestling, and she's had enough already. So she says, I'm going in the bedroom, and she puts on her headphones, and she's going in and listening to Ramones, Gabba Gabba, hey, Gabba, you know, no, that was AC/DC. Lobotomy, was that one of their songs? DDT did a job on me, now I am a real sickie. Guess I'll have to go and tell them I ain't got no cerebellum. All the girls are in love with me. I'm a teenage lobotomy. I can't believe I remember that. So we're sitting on the, and all he wants to do is talk about Buddy Rogers or Fred Blassie. He wanted to be Buddy Rogers. And he got me up, he said, how did Buddy strut? And Buddy didn't strut like Ric Flair or Jackie Fargo. Buddy was, and he put his hands up here, and Andy he'd be parading around my living room, and we had a cat. The cat said, why is this guy walking around like that? So I said to him, listen, I got this friend down in Memphis, and I said, Memphis is like a wild territory. They got Frankenstein monster, and they're way ahead of the loop in terms of entertainment back then. I said, I got this friend of mine, his name is Jerry Lawler. This was before he was the WWE king. I think the only king back then was Ernie Ladd, right? Yeah. So 1 o'clock in the morning, I said, let's call Jerry Lawler. And he says, well, it's 1 in the morning. I said, believe me, he's a wrestler, he's just getting in. Jerry answers the phone, he says, you got Andy Kaufman, the guy from Taxi, in your little roach-infested apartment in Queens? I said, yeah. So I put him on the phone, and that's what put the key in the ignition and started the whole thing. But did any of you see the movie, you know, Man in the Moon? It didn't happen that way. My little schlocky apartment in Queens was not Hollywood. So they had Andy Kaufman, Jim Carrey, who really was scary how much he was like Andy Kaufman. And he went to, he played it so well, but Andy Kaufman, Jim Carrey, is kissing his girlfriend, and he says, let's go to Memphis. And she says, why? He says, well, it's the wrestling capital of the world. And boom, Yeah, but that's not how it happened. So thank you for asking that question very much. Yes, the gentleman on the end.
Who are the 5 top journalists that you respect most today in wrestling?
Today? I don't know a lot of them today. There's not a lot of, most of the people that write for wrestling now are all on the internet. And most people go on the internet to knock everything. So I don't read most of it. Yeah.
Can I ask you then
Mike Johnson is great, by the way.
Mike
Yeah.
Mooneyham?
Mike Mooneyham is fabulous.
Dave Meltzer?
Dave Meltzer is great. You couldn't mention Dave Meltzer's name years ago. If anyone knew I talked to Dave Meltzer, no one would talk to me again. And while we're talking about that, Dave Meltzer is the guy that came up with the term the Apter mags. And I used to call him and I said, I work for Stanley Weston. He said, but everybody sees you on TV and all this stuff, so they're the Apter mags. I hated that. Well, thank you. Did I answer your question?
Good.
Okay, I'm trying. Mike.
2 things. Bobby Shane was another king of wrestling in the 70s.
Yes, that's right.
We all went out of
You
our
have to
minds.
correct me in front of my friends.
I just wanted his name mentioned. We all went out of our minds when Kaufman brought Buddy Rogers as his manager on one of those Saturday Night Lives.
Yeah.
Do you know how that came about? Or?
I introduced him to Buddy as well. It's not in the book, I never mentioned that. But I called Buddy one day and he said, oh yeah, I dig it, man. I love Andy Kaufman. Which one is he on Taxi? Victoria, you have a question?
Why don't you take all of those interviews you have and put them in a book so we could read them?
Well, I would love to do that, but I'd rather somehow I need to find the licensing, everything is contracts and license, and put them on the CD so people can hear them. Yeah. Oh, back there, Roxy is like going, oh, Mr. Cotter, I have a...
Okay, who's your favorite female interview?
Beside you?
Wrestler. Besides
Beside-
me, yes.
Actually, Medusa is really good. Yeah. If you read my book, you read about the night that Vern Gagne says to me, the first time in the AWA, Medusa's there, and Vern Gagne says to Medusa, listen, I want you to take Bill out and have a really good time, okay? So she says, fine. So she says, every place she goes, she gets hit on by guys, right? She said, she's going to take me to a place that nobody's going to hit on her. We walk into the club, hi dudes! It's a gay bar. She sicks everybody on there, is afraid to go to the bathroom. But we had a really nice time. That's in the book. Yes, sir, in the balcony. How'd you get such a cheap seat in the balcony?
They were selling nickel tickets out there.
Is that what they were? Anyway, nice and loud.
My question for you, if you weren't doing wrestling and covering wrestling, where would you have gone in your career? Would it have been radio, TV, newspaper? What was your fallback if the wrestling thing never worked?
So, first I would have to go for training to come out of my shell. Then once that, I wanted to be an entertainer. Then I wanted to be a wrestling broadcaster. But I find a lot of satisfaction in what I've been doing for the past 10 years, helping people with disabilities. I used to teach kids with disabilities singing and entertainment. I used to put on plays with them in Manhattan. But I was always one of these guys that, because I had such a passion for this, for when I was a kid, I said, somehow I'm going to get into it. I don't know. My mother said, you can't be a wrestler, that's not a job for a Jewish boy. What am I going to tell the Mahjong group?
And growing, when did the sickness or the disease get you?
I've been sick for many years.
And
I was proud.
And who was the guy who was like, wow, that guy, you know?
Well, when I was a little kid, my older brother used to set me up on the bed and he used to go, move to the left, no, move to the right, and he'd go, drop kick! And drop. So I saw him watching wrestling. Antonino Rocca. I always liked the high-flying guys. That's why, Rocca, Carpentier was great. He's the first guy I ever saw do a backflip. And I always wondered, why does the guy stand there when he doesn't, why didn't he just go kick him in the stomach? He was a great interview too. Eduardo, what are you going to do to Buddy Rogers? I'm going to be, this must go there, a little hip, sweet voice in him there. One more question, and then, because Sam Houston's coming up. Oh, there's 3, can we ask all your questions at the same time? What's your question?
What was the first live wrestling show you ever went to?
Sunnyside Garden, probably 1961. And I do Bearcat Wright, Sweet Daddy Siki. And Siki had just dyed his hair blonde. I never saw anyone who looked like him with blonde hair before. So yeah, and they were rocking, Antonino Rocca and Miguel Perez. I don't believe him. I just turned 70. How is this possible that I remember back this far? Your question.
Any good Eddie Eller stories?
Eddie Elner, now, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Dan Shockett and Eddie Elner were real people for the magazine. Dan Shockett died of testicular cancer when he was about 28, 29. We turned Dan Shockett from a good guy writer into the first heel reporter ever, and none of the promoters got it. Fritz von Erich was ready to kill me when Dan Shockett wrote a story that came out 2 days after David von Erich died, likening the three Von Erich boys to the Three Stooges. So I called Fritz's office and I spoke to Gary Hart. You remember Gary Hart? Gary Hart says to me, "Oh man, there's no problem with this. I'll talk to Fritz. I'll straighten it out." Calls me back a minute later. "Fritz doesn't want you at the Parade of Champions." I'm like, "You're out of the family, man." So it took a call to Doris Atkinson to straighten it all out. But Eddie Elner, when Dan died, Eddie was working for us. Stu Sachs only hired people that worked for Newsday, and Eddie was a writer for Newsday. If you want to find Eddie Elner, he's online. Go to Yoga, I think it's Yoga Soup. He owns a yoga studio in Los Angeles. Yeah, one more question. Herb Simmons, SICW. Herb Simmons, everybody. Somebody asked, what is CWEC? What does that mean?
No question.
Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling. Yeah.
Just want to thank you for all the years of what you've given to the business.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.